In past videos, we spent some time talking about false doctrines, false teachings, and how to identify them. But this week, I want to focus specifically on false teachers and what to look for. It's not as easy to spot them as you might think. Let's look at Matthew chapter 7 and verse 15. It says, "Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves." Now, this is a phrase we hear so often that I'm afraid we've almost become numb to it. A wolf in sheep's clothing. It's a common saying. It conjures up the image of the old Grimm's fairy tale, and we see Little Red Riding Hood and the wolf dressed up in her grandmother's clothes. Well, in reality, false teachers are much less obvious. Satan is much more subtle. False teachers look good. They have nice churches and nice families. They do good works. They give money to the poor. They'll come change that flat tire. They'll give you money for your parking ticket. They might bring you a sack of groceries when you're down on your luck. In other words, they have a form of godliness. They do all the things that a good Christian should be doing. But let's take a look at 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 13. It says, "For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Christ. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works." We often forget that Satan is an angel. He's beautiful if we were to ever see him in his true form. He's not red with horns and hooves carrying around a pitchfork. I think one of his most successful campaigns is to make it seem like everything he does is ugly, that he's easy to spot, that his workings are easy to spot. But that's a lie that he's perpetrated. It's really the opposite. Just like this verse says, Satan is an angel of light. So don't you think the people that he uses to further his plans are also beautiful, that they look good, that they look like they have a form of godliness? Sadly, there are people who are genuinely good and moral, but they've been led astray for so long, they don't even know that they're being deceived, and that in turn they are perpetrating false truths. So how can we know the difference between a wolf dressed up in sheep's clothes and the true sheep of our Savior's flock? You'll have to come back tomorrow. God bless.